Did you know that a staggering 70% of Americans don't have enough emergency savings to cover even 3 months of living costs? Have you ever wondered why, despite a steady paycheck, so many people in their prime still can't seem to build lasting wealth? Join me as we explore the extraordinary journey of investment legend Warren Buffett, who began buying stocks as a teenager and, through a masterful money mindset and smart asset management, broke through to phenomenal success. In this video, I'll expose the 5 most common mistakes and share battle-tested tips to help you sidestep risk and supercharge your investments. Don't skip ahead, the final reveal holds the most powerful secret of all. Mistake 1. Ignoring your spending. Controlling your expenses is the foundation for lasting wealth, but too many Americans in midlife haven't built this habit. They estimate income minus expenses each month without ever logging or clearly categorizing transactions. The result? Money mysteriously seeps away while they can't pinpoint what's truly necessary and what's pure waste. Take your morning coffee as a prime example. At around $5 a cup over 22 workdays, that's $110 a month, over $1,300 a year just for coffee. Add streaming subscriptions, gym memberships, online shopping, and a host of other small but mighty costs from apps and utilities. If you're not tracking, you'll never know which holes in your wallet are the biggest. The fix is simple. Use a personal finance app like Mint or You Need a Budget, YNAB, or even a pre-formatted Excel sheet. As you enter each transaction, it's automatically sorted into categories: food, entertainment, bills, commuting, investments, and so on. Suddenly, you can see which categories are bleeding you dry. Maybe you're paying for 5 streaming services but only actually watching 2. Cancel the extra 3 and save $30 to $40 every month. Beyond instant savings, expense tracking builds unshakable financial discipline. When you clearly see your cash flow, you can set a concrete monthly budget and commit, for example, to funneling 10% of your income into a 401k or IRA. No more frantic, "where did all my money go" moments, just the confidence that every dollar is accounted for and working toward your goals. With lower waste, you free up capital to invest and to establish a true emergency fund, so you're not forced into high-interest credit cards when life's curveballs hit. Having 3 to 6 months of living expenses saved not only gives you peace of mind during medical emergencies, car repairs, or job loss, it also keeps you from spiraling into debt at 20 to 30% interest. Once you've mastered the discipline of tracking and built your safety net, you can harness the power of compound interest with small, consistent investments. Just $200 to $300 a month into an ETF or retirement fund can snowball into a substantial nest egg over 10-20 years. Compare starting at age 35 versus age 45, it can amount to a $100,000 difference by retirement. Too many people wait for the perfect moment or fear market ups and downs, missing out entirely. But if you've already ingrained the habit of tracking, you'll have the data and the courage to invest on a regular schedule, rain or shine. You'll average your costs down and shield yourself from short-term swings. Make reviewing your expenses a routine maintenance task, 15 to 30 minutes each week to scan transactions, a monthly recap to stay on top. Once it's second nature, you'll feel empowered making every financial decision, from choosing a phone plan or health insurance to buying real estate or stocks. With transparency and discipline, you won't just save thousands of dollars a year, you'll lay the bedrock for true, long-term wealth. Don't let "I'm too busy" or "I don't know where to start" hold you back. Today, open your expense tracker, set up your categories, enter your latest transactions, and be amazed at how much you can reclaim. Once you take control of your spending, you truly take charge of your financial future. Mistake 2. Skipping your emergency fund. Your emergency fund is the safety net beneath every financial journey. Yet too many Americans over 35 ignore this crucial step. Instead, they rely on credit cards or payday loans at 20–30% interest, thinking, "I'll pay it back later when I need it." This is the second fatal error: no emergency fund, a massive barrier to sustainable wealth. From day one of your career, life throws curveballs. A car's engine fails, unexpected medical bills pop up after a routine checkup, or you lose your job in a corporate restructuring. Without a robust emergency cushion, you're forced to swipe high-interest credit cards or take out personal loans that pile on 20–30% annual fees. Before you know it, interest eats away at your progress, trapping you in a vicious cycle of debt instead of propelling you toward wealth. The ideal emergency fund covers 3 to 6 months of basic living expenses. This isn't arbitrary, it's a global lesson in financial resilience. 3 months pays rent, utilities, groceries, and transportation when your income halts. 6 months gives you room to find a new job, rebalance your budget, or renegotiate loans without resorting to predatory credit. An emergency fund isn't just backup money, it's smart money management, keeping you calm and in control. You don't need a windfall to start. Aim to squirrel away 5 to 10% of your monthly income into a dedicated savings account. Automate the transfer from your checking to savings. Simple, disciplined, unstoppable. In just a few months, you'll build momentum. Keep at it, and you'll soon hit that 3 to 6 month mark. More than avoiding bad debt, this fund steadies your mind and protects your positive money mindset. Knowing you're covered for job loss or medical emergencies lets you stay confident in every decision. Instead of panic selling stocks or raiding your retirement when the market dips, you can wait for a better buying opportunity and maximize long-term gains. That kind of composure transforms asset management from reactive to proactive, and that's the cornerstone of true, lasting wealth. Here's a vivid example of why an emergency fund matters. Imagine your car stalls on the highway and the repair bill comes in between $500 and $1,500. If you charge that to a credit card at an average 25% interest rate, you'll pay an extra $125 to $375 in interest over a year. But if you cover it with your emergency savings, you only pay the repair cost. Your investments stay intact, and compound growth keeps working its magic. Too many people pour every dollar into long-term goals, home down payments, stock portfolios, 401ks, or IRAs, only to find themselves broke when life throws a curveball. Suddenly, they're forced to tap out their retirement accounts early, incurring penalties, taxes, and lost gains, just to make ends meet. A solid emergency fund lets your investments keep growing uninterrupted, preserving the power of compound returns and helping you bounce back faster. Building this safety net also rewires your money mindset. As you dedicate 5 to 10% of income to that dedicated savings account, you naturally cut non-essentials, cancel unused streaming services, cook more at home, and boost your overall savings rate. Remember the 50-30-20 rule: 50% for needs, 30% for wants, 20% for savings and investments, with your emergency fund as the very first priority. And it doesn't stop with you. A robust emergency cushion becomes the cornerstone of generational wealth. Once you're financially stable, you can teach your children and grandchildren these same habits, passing down not just assets, but the mindset and discipline that fosters lasting prosperity. Don't let the second mistake derail your future. Open that emergency fund account today, set up an automatic transfer, and start reclaiming control over your financial destiny. Mistake 3. Not having a clear debt repayment plan. Paying off debt by making only the minimum monthly payment is one of the most dangerous financial traps that many Americans inadvertently fall into. When the credit card statement arrives, instead of marshaling all resources to eliminate the balance, they pay just 5 to 10% of it, keeping the account in good standing without incurring late fees. The remaining balance continues to accrue interest at an average rate of 18 to 25% per year, meaning that an original debt of just a few $100s can double or triple if extended over several years. This cycle not only drives interest costs sky high, but also slows progress toward building sustainable wealth, as surplus cash is frozen in high-interest debt instead of being redirected into investment or emergency funds. To break free from the debt spiral, adopting a clear repayment strategy is essential. The two most popular methods, debt avalanche and debt snowball, both help you prioritize cash flow toward the most appropriate debts rather than spreading minimum payments evenly across all bills. With the avalanche method, you rank debts by descending interest rate, focusing on paying off the highest rate debt first while still meeting minimums on the rest. This approach reduces total interest paid and shortens the time to become debt-free. By contrast, the snowball method targets psychology. You prioritize eliminating the smallest debt first to gain a quick win, then move on to the next smallest, helping maintain motivation and long-term money management discipline. When you implement a strategic repayment plan, you not only save thousands of dollars in interest, but also free up cash flow for other financial goals. The money once devoted to high-interest payments can now be reinvested in ETFs, blue-chip stocks, or a 401k retirement fund, leveraging the power of investing and compound interest to grow personal wealth. Additionally, as your credit score improves through timely and effective payments, you'll gain access to larger loans at more favorable rates, supporting plans to buy a home or a car in the future without inflating your interest costs. Not stopping there, managing debt in a systematic way also cultivates a positive money mindset, helping you steer clear of today's quick consumer credit options like buy now, pay later, which can carry 20–30% interest if you're late. To minimize the risk of missing a due date, set up automatic payments for both your minimums and your priority debts according to the strategy you've chosen. With this feature, you won't overlook or miss a payment. Each month, the bank will automatically deduct the funds, ensuring on-time progress and thus maintaining a stable credit score. To get started today, simply follow 5 easy steps. 1. List all your current debts along with their interest rates and minimum payments. 2. Choose the avalanche or snowball method that best fits your financial situation and mindset. 3. Identify your surplus cash flow by cutting unnecessary expenses such as underused streaming subscriptions or dining out. 4. Set up automatic payments through your banking app. 5. Track your progress each month and adjust your budget as needed. Once you turn these steps into habits, you'll see your debt balances steadily decline while building capital for your long-term wealth-building goals. Failing to repay debt strategically is not only a financial mistake, but also a major barrier to building sustainable wealth. Conversely, when you apply the right method, you not only eliminate the burden of high interest, but also open the door to effective asset management, accelerate your wealth-building journey, and foster a smart money mindset, an essential foundation on the path to generational wealth. Act today and turn debt repayment into a solid stepping stone for your financial future.
Mistake 4. Missing out on early investment opportunities. Missing out on early investment opportunities is a serious mistake that many Americans make because time is the single most important secret for money to grow. In middle age, you may prioritize paying off debt or building cash reserves instead of putting part of your income into investment channels like a 401k, IRA, or ETFs. However, the stock market tends to grow over the long term, with the S&P 500 delivering average returns of about 7 to 10% per year. When you hesitate, waiting for prices to drop before buying in, you inadvertently miss out on higher rate opportunities and lose compound interest, the core principle for building sustainable wealth. The power of compound interest becomes even clearer when comparing 2 scenarios. If you invest $200 each month at an average annual rate of 6%, after 30 years, you'll have around $190,000. In contrast, keeping that money in a non-interest savings account yields only $72,000. If you wait until age 45 to start instead of beginning at 35, your final sum will be hundreds of thousands of dollars less because each month of delay means you miss out on significant compound gains on those initial contributions. Investing early not only accelerates wealth creation, but also helps cultivate a money mindset, accepting short-term volatility in pursuit of long-term gains and fostering the discipline of consistent saving and investing. An effective strategy for middle-aged investors is dollar-cost averaging, investing a fixed amount at regular intervals each month, regardless of market price. This approach helps average out your cost basis, minimizes risk during market fluctuations, and maintains a systematic habit of money and asset management. You don't need to wait for the bottom, since no one truly knows where that lies. You can still buy regularly and gradually accumulate shares, bonds, or ETFs that align with your risk tolerance. Not only stocks, but 401k and IRA retirement plans are also superior investment vehicles thanks to tax advantages and often come with employer matching contributions. Many people contribute only the minimum or don't participate at all out of concern that they don't have enough idle cash. But in reality, every dollar matched by your company is free money on the road to building wealth. Missing out on this match is equivalent to voluntarily foregoing a safe and effective investment opportunity right within your retirement plan. Moreover, once you've adapted to the discipline of early investing, you'll avoid the FOMO, fear of missing out mindset, waiting in vain for some price surge only to miss out more. A regular investing habit also trains you to balance saving and investing, while encouraging portfolio diversification, combining blue-chip stocks, bonds, index funds, and even a portion of real estate. Diversification not only spreads risk, but also optimizes long-term returns, helping your portfolio remain steadier amid economic fluctuations. The long-term benefits of early investing also include the ability to withdraw partial funds for important goals without disrupting your retirement plan, such as education expenses for your children or home repairs. When your financial foundation is solid, you're fully in control of major decisions without having to sell assets prematurely or withdraw funds at an inopportune time. This also opens the door to passing on generational wealth. You can teach your descendants how to harness compound interest, build a money mindset, and proceed confidently on their path to wealth. To get started today, determine a percentage of your income, for example 1 to 5%, to invest regularly in your retirement plan or an ETF. Set up automatic contributions to avoid procrastination, then monitor and rebalance your portfolio annually. With these simple steps, you won't just stop the mistake of missing early investment opportunities, but also begin building a systematic framework for asset management, and a strong money mindset, an essential foundation for becoming wealthy and creating lasting wealth.
Mistake 5. Lack of portfolio diversification. Lack of investment portfolio diversification is a serious mistake, because it causes you to put all your eggs in one basket and face greater risk when markets fluctuate. Many people habitually invest only in the blue-chip stocks of a few familiar companies or keep their money in a savings account, forgetting that a well-diversified portfolio combining stocks, bonds, ETFs, and even real estate will manage assets more effectively. When you focus on a single asset class, any price crash in that channel can wipe out a significant portion of your account's value, negatively impacting your wealth-building progress. A well-diversified portfolio is like a basket of various fruits. When one fruit ripens and spoils early, the others still retain their value. In investing, you might allocate 60% to stocks for long-term growth, 20% to bonds for stable income, and the remaining 20% to ETFs or small-scale real estate to capture passive income opportunities. This approach not only minimizes systemic risk, but also optimizes after-tax and transaction fee returns. Diversification also improves your money mindset. You learn to view risk in layers, weighing pros and cons rather than chasing the latest hot channel. For example, in a low-interest environment, long-term government bonds still deliver stable yields, while stocks may face downward pressure. Conversely, when the stock market recovers, equities will outperform. Having both allows you to rebalance your portfolio periodically, ensuring you always maintain a level of risk appropriate to your age and retirement goals. Moreover, with ETFs, you can access dozens or even hundreds of different stocks or bonds with a small investment, reducing trading costs and eliminating the risk of choosing a single wrong ticker. This is an efficient way to create wealth without having to track the fluctuations of many individual stocks. When an ETF is structured around a broad index like the S&P 500, you virtually capture market equivalent returns while minimizing the risk of individual company volatility. Middle-aged investors should rebalance their portfolios regularly. Sell assets that have grown beyond target allocations and buy those that have fallen below target ratios. This helps you lock in gains at peaks and purchase assets at a discount during market corrections.
The habit of rebalancing not only maintains portfolio weights, but also helps you keep disciplined money management, avoiding FOMO when markets heat up. Finally, a lack of diversification can disrupt retirement plans and long-term financial goals. When the real estate market is stagnant, rental income may slow, but at that time, bonds or dividend funds still generate income. Conversely, when interest rates rise, bonds may lose value, but stocks can benefit from revenue growth. This flexible combination gives you cash flow stability and growth opportunities. It is the key to becoming wealthy and maintaining sustainable wealth.
Thank you for taking the time to watch the video until the end. It is a great honor for us. We hope that these insights into the 5 common financial mistakes have given you new perspectives on managing your money more effectively, building wealth sustainably, and developing a proper money mindset. Which of these mistakes are you making? Leave a comment below, share your thoughts, and join the community to exchange more practical experiences. See you in the next videos with even more valuable and practical content.